Those are all 2 4 show. All
Today, baby. Yes, indeed. This is our day today, man. A day for a little comic relief, man. A thrilling Thursday indeed, man. As Neil Diamond helps us understand Mr. Custer, and now you're messing with it, sumbitch, and so on and so forth. Old Neil kind of put it all together for us, didn't he? How was that for an hour-long free flight? Right, plus a little, right here on the Coyote Medicine Show, only on the Hazy Radio Network. Ooh, babies, you got the old man, the old grandpa of love, and the veritable Pope of Pop, Mary Jane's right-hand man, and who else? Your universal DJ. God bless us. We're on the way this morning, babies. Ain't nothing in the way, I'm telling you, babies. You know, Mr. Custer, Mr. Crothers, Mr. Custer notwithstanding, man. We're on our way, babies, and there ain't no stopping us here today. If you don't believe me, listen to Mary J. and also my little Okie-Wan Kenobi, who just arose from the warm blankets of love to participate in the love here this morning on the Coyote Medicine Show. He's my little assistant DJ, don't you know, my whiny weenie dog, the little lover of love himself, Mr. Okie-Wan Kenobi, or better known as Okie Love, or Okie the Homie, or so on and so forth. Oakley the Oakley the homie, yeah, boy. Anyhow, he's my little bundle of love, keeps me going in my hour of need, you know, when I'm lying there desperate in the streets, you know, and I'm falling down drunk and I can't get up no mo. There's old Okie to help me along and say, Daddy, you better get the fuck up or I'm gonna bite your ass. He's such a fine little lad, ain't he, man? Oh, and he's so bad. You have to be careful with these little dogs, you know. These little dogs are kind of stubborn and sneaky about it, too. Kind of like us coyote people are, you know. Kind of like this vibe tribe. Stubborn and sneaky as all get out, you know. We know what the ultimate outcome is, but maybe we can be a brat when it comes to getting there, can't we, babies? Yes, indeed. Go backwards and forwards and sideways, too, babies. Go anywhere around it, but don't get to it because we're having so God bless so much time getting a great time getting there, man, you know. And sometimes it's hard to let go of the getting there and got there already, you know, be there, you know. Because it's so much fun messing around the tunnels of love and the avenues of life. And the weird science that goes with it is science of the heart, man. The living work of art that turns us into the love bunnies that we are. You know, God, guys, I can't express the love I experience in words here on this Coyote Medicine Show each and every day, Monday through Friday, as all of our hearts come into play here, man, at 9,000 feet high in the Rocky Mountain sky, the spaceship love. Yeah, that's you and I and everybody else too, babies. We're getting with the program. We're taking it where it needs to be because we're already there, you guys. Just relax and let it happen, man. Just get out of the God-blessed way. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? I do a lot of that myself now. I'm not picking on anybody, baby. This is a human condition. We like getting in our own way. It's kind of fun. It's coyote, don't you know? That's how we teach ourselves. We make it grind and slow down a little bit before we get on with it, you know? We got to savor the flavor of the bitterness along with the sweet. We like sweet and sour a lot, you know. You know, and spicy shit too, man, you know. And anything we can grab else along the way because we're such desperate little desperados for love and life. And, you know, our impurity's been our purity, man. Our deviousness, our lustfulness has been our motivation to find love, man. Really, out of the darkness comes the light, babies. Don't you see it? Oh, keep on shining that love in our life, man. Keep on being that bright sunshine right inside your soft little hide. Oh, you're so beautiful. Each and every one of you, no matter how you're undone or done up or done around or done to, babies, you are getting through. Yes, indeed. You are finding what all of the generations before you have sought since the beginning of time when we've lost our consciousness. You know, that's what they called a fall. That wasn't no fall. That was a voluntary effort to reassimilate ourselves back into a full presence, and we had to go down to get back up because we'd left a lot of it behind. Now we had to go and pick it back up, you see. and unwind the mystery, you know, from a dumb state of view, man. But, ooh, goodness. We gave ourselves a little seed of life, way in the way back when, so that we would always get it right, no matter how crazy it got, because we could see the warpage coming, man. We're divine masters of creation, man. Each and every one of us, as a human being, you are divine masters of creation before into which we came into this world. And we bring a memory of that with us, a shadow, a glimmer of it, you know. And it's that's what drives us onward, you see. What this is all about, you know, and what we feel in our deepest parts, man. Now, you got to remember, this is a thrilling Thursday, and we're here for comic relief today. Oh, God, it's the Coyote way, man. We can't be helped, you know. We love our rebellion as much as we do any other part of ourselves, and we've learned to be real damn creative about it, so nothing harmful comes out of it now, man. It's just a fun little energy that says, I see through this square reality, and I ain't living there no more. I'm outside it already, and I ain't going back through that door, baby. I live here in this place where the atmosphere is clear, where the divine dream can reveal itself as it will, and I just kind of stand out of the way and love myself for it, you know. Well, sometimes I get in the way, you know. There's always a stick in the mud here and there, but the old river comes along and washes it away, and pretty soon it's just a little piece of flotsam on the old jet stream alive, man, floating way up high there in the sky and flowing through the river down below and bringing life everywhere, 'cause it do glow, glow, glow. Oh, babies, and it's on with it. You see, that's the real story of the truthful resistance inside of ourselves. Anything we feel like that, this stream of love is wearing it down to nothing. I mean, it's just bringing it back to cosmic elements, man. So we can experience our life cosmically. We don't have to be stuck in this 3D, man. Isn't that nice? I mean, this is Merry Christmas, ho, 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 and Happy Thanksgiving, too, and babies. What about New Year, man? You're going to give birth to something that day? I bet you will, because you already have, right here, right now, babies. Yeah, and how? You see, it's all about the ultimate orgasm. The search for the ultimate orgasm. If we can put ourselves back together as humanity, as a heart, you know, because we seem to have fractured ourselves and seem to have broken our heart a long, long time ago. And everybody feels that in the pit of their soul and the pit of their heart, don't you know? I don't care how dumbed down or how tormented and controlled you might be, or uncontrollable. I like the uncontrollables. Ooh, you guys, you are just so sweet, man, you know. Oh, God almighty, I tell you, just, you guys keep life alive, see, because you won't accept the bullshit. Others, you know, they just don't have the strength of the will to resist, you know. They don't see any resistance. They go with that flow instead of this one, don't you know? And then they become sticks in the mud, and guess what? We're flowing that direction now, baby. We're taking them with us. Nobody gets left behind, not even Dick Cheney or Hillary Clinton or Oklahoma. Those are our poster children, by the way. Here on the Coyote Medicine Show. Only on the ever-loving Hazy Radio Network, don't you know? Goodness gracious, are we on for a ride this morning or what? The search for the ultimate orgasm has arrived and is about to fulfill itself right there inside your hide, baby. Just wait a minute. No, don't wait, man. Just go for it. What the hell? It's Thrilling Thursday. You're entitled, okay? Here you go. Let old Grandpa salute you with my Mary Jane Gateway to Paradise mug to help you along the way. And send a whole lot of love from 9,000 feet high here in the Rocky Mountain sky. Yeah, that's to you. That's to me. That's to all of us, don't you see? And yeah, I'm being a little comical about it, but what the hell? Let's have some fun today, okay? Thrilling Thursday, you know. And it is, after all, a Coyote Medicine Show. But I'm telling you, babies, I've researched this subject thoroughly, and as a PhD overdone, you know, piled higher and deeper and under the gun, way, you know, as a spiritual sojourner, man, you know, I got to tell you, man, that this is where it began. This is why we stepped into it. This is why we volunteered to go eat the apple and fall down and go ride the horse for a while, man. Be these simple savages that just lived off the ground, man. Be these little crickets of love that couldn't help but harvest off the fields of life and shit like that. I mean, totally backwards from what we really were. And that's a lonely and desolate place. I think about it. This is what has brought up Wounded Knee and all that this morning inside of my hide. Is like the memories of, traveling through that country up there, those Badlands, man. Holy shite. I mean, it's one of those places that just calls to your heart. It's desolate and it's mean and it's colder than hell. And you want to be real careful out there. You die in a hurry, man. Everything's poisonous, including the cold atmosphere. It can rush down from the north at any time, just freeze you in your tracks, man. This is a wild country, man. It's pretty hostile out there as far as nature goes. But yet, you can feel this call and nature's telling you, man, you come out here and I'll treat you right. Ain't none of that crap going to happen to you if you just have guts enough to do it. And I never did. I never could just park that truck and take a 3-day sojourn out there like I wanted to. That's what I would see every time I drove by. They're going 100 frickin' miles an hour. Oh, Smokey, stay out of my way. I got a load to deliver. And it had to be there yesterday, man. But that's what I'd think of as I drove by. I'd feel that call, man, that. Well, it was the call of the ancients, man, because there's a lot of them out there. The energy around, of course, the South Hills, of course, but those Badlands, man, the energy around. This is why the oil company's gone up there and tried to pollute the hell out of them, because they hate righteous energy, man. They want to do all they can to destroy it. I mean, in their own frickin' way, and that's another opinion. Don't sue me now. And if you do, make sure you got Melvin Belli on your side, 'cause I got the angels on mine. You're in trouble, man. Yeah, the angels are a hell of a lot better attorneys than you ever dreamed of being, man, because they're lawyers, man. They're movers of the heart, You can't oppose the stream of love or the stream of life. That's why I'm still here talking to you, despite all the craziness that goes on here on the Coyote Medicine Show each and every day. You just got to remember it's a rock and roll reality. We're all hippies, man. HIPPIES, man. Happy, intelligent personifications, pursuing infinite enlightenment, of course, in whatever way the dream manifests itself to be, man. We go with that flow. We live in life. We're part of that great search for the cosmic orgasm that goes on forever. The one that began it all, that begins it again, that just replicates itself in ever-expanding rings of life, in incredible illustrations of love in motion, man. I mean, look at the mountains, look at the valleys, the prairies, the skies, the earth, and all that lives in it. And feel this life. And know, wow, I don't care how uncosmic it may seem, it's cosmic now, babies. You see? You take that little journey out there in the Badlands one way or the other. Maybe you thought you drove by at 100 miles an hour and barely felt the feeling, etc., but you heard the call and you answered it, man. Right there inside your soft little hide, you took that ride out there in them Badlands. There was a sweet horse that loved to help you along the way and help you find them water holes, because you're going to die without them. But you spent out there forever and a day, and you became one with the colorful rocks and the rugged reality in which you lived. And you learned to accept the gritty side of life, along with the rest of it, as the same manifestation of the divine dream, and you gave up all the bitterness and all the pain. Because you couldn't hold it any longer. The land was angry and would erupt all around you if you kept hanging on to that shit. You had to transform it. The earth demanded it of you. Yeah, sometimes she's a demanding mother, but softly and sweetly. But by golly, if we hadn't done that, we wouldn't be here talking about it now. We'd be under about 15 billion tons of you-know-what, man. And then there would be a new earth growing above us, and somebody else would be there, That's another anticipation some people had in this dream, that this would be another one of those resets like that, where the whole earth changes and everybody goes away and a few get left behind and have to start over again. It's happened so many times we can't even count them in this historical context. You've been lied to about your history like crazy, but of course you knew that. In your heart, you just couldn't quite accept George Washington and Tom Jefferson and Christopher Columbus and Cortez, etc., as any kind of like a history. That was just a bunch of bullshit, man. And it was so comical, it looked like a cartoon, and these characters just fit their parts of Ben Franklin. Shit. Queen Lizzie. I mean, come on. You can see the scales through her divine dress, man. We're all about exposure here, right down to the rawest core of reality, right down to the essential core where it all begins. See, that's where we're headed. That's why I keep referring to, going back through time. Again, remember, it's a comedy. And, unwinding the effects thereof, seeing the reality. That's why we earlier talked about General Custer and all that bullshit. What a pile of crap. Yet, look at what we can make out of it if we choose to be. We can make anything we want out of this life. It's all in how you take it. It's all in how you take it, that's how you make it. If you want it rough and tough, babies, we got a torture chamber for you, man, down there in Guantanamo Bay, baby. They little Nazis just can't let go of that shit, can they, man? Dick Cheney, see what you started? Now go close this son of a bitch down and quit pissing around, you dumbasses. Feel this love in your heart. If you torture another soul, that torture's on you from here on out, babies, directly. I promise you that, personally. And that goes right to the president and anybody else standing behind him that pushes the buttons and pulls the strings. You understand my meaning, babies? No threat. It's an opinion. But it's a real force of love, babies. It's an empowered by the human heart. Why do you think your stupid missiles can't create the disasters you've been trying to create? I think, secretly, and I hope this wasn't real, but I think secretly these bastards wanted to bomb L.A., for some reason or another, and, blame it on the terrorists, and here we go on World War III, babies, some bullshit like that going on. But thank goodness our heart has come far enough in a conscious presence, as a totality of collective human hearts, to disempower that kind of shit. And we get some aid from the most mysterious of places, others will deny it, and they'll write all kinds of long explanations saying why that is not so. But what you see there in some of those videos from the L.A. thing, the light in the sky and all that shit, the blue light, well, what you see when you look at it close up, and some people have got the videos, it's beautiful. I posted them yesterday, I think. They're still there. So far, anyway. But you can see the UFO come along, and then something happens, and all of a sudden that missile or whatever it was kind of discorporates and becomes this great big flare in the sky. You see, guys, there's a lot of containment going on here of otherwise urges. Just like sometimes inside of ourselves we get these impulses we just can't follow because we know they're destructive, Well, something like that's happening in the cosmic reality because you have enough love already and enough respect for yourself not to behave in ways that are going to be harmful to others. You just can't do it. You don't think about it even. You just flow in a direction that leads you that way. And, you dissipate any harmful feelings you may ever have emoted out, and it just in being okay with it right now. Just in living with the flow that you got going on right this moment, and being okay where you are right now. And how you are, and etc., man. In the cardboard box down by the railroad tracks, hey, look at that, you got a palace, man, you're warm. Other people may not be, etc., There's a lot of ways that angels choose to live it, man, and you can't really stand in judgment of anyone because of the circumstances they live in, man. Because you ain't really been seeing what's there any more than you've been seeing what's in yourself till now, you see. You're starting to understand how it works, All these crazy Christians here in the U.S. of A. and probably across the rest of the planet for all I know. But they're like all sitting around, waiting for Jesus to come out of the sky and save them. And by golly, there's some people that want to project a great big hologram and fool those suckers into doing something else. But anyway, wow. When the whole time, this Jesus or whatever you want to call that energy, that person has been in their lives 1 billion times before. Knocked on their door, bumming for food, whatever, man. You know what I mean? Bumming for change on the streets, bossing them around, down at the plant, stuff like that. They never see it. And why would you? You're so damn blind you wouldn't know Jesus from the dog on the corner peeing on the fire hydrant, man. That's just the way it is. Human beings didn't know. We were that doggone sloppy in our conscious experience. A few held the presence, thank goodness, and didn't get all swept away in the hysteria. But listen, folk, we had to keep the love alive somehow, and the legends too, man. People had to remember that what humans could really be, And that's what that character and all of his associates throughout time represented here, The ability of a human being to go out there in the Badlands and be something more than bad. You understand, dears? You know, go out and spend your own 40 days in the Badlands and see what happens, man. It'll be 40 years before you come out of there. Maybe 40 centuries, but you'll come out of there a whole and complete person. Refined to the max. I mean, you cannot. We're more refined than gold and silver and titanium ever dreamed to be. Let alone the sweet essence of the God particle that everybody's running around saying they're looking for, where they lie through their teeth. Oh well. You got to remember, it's a comedy, man. We're all about the humor here. We're all about the love in that humorous life that we express here in such a comedic and cartoonish sort of way. Each and every one of us is foghorn, leghorn, you know. Well, let me tell you about that, son. Let me do that about it. But, you know, the old cocky rooster, man. Everybody inhabits that stage because you don't know enough not to. You see, you know, you got to be a little bit, you know, huffy, or people are going to get in your way, and it's going to be a tough time for everybody. So you try to make it easier by being a tough girl, tough boy, you know. But that's not your real heart in motion. Your real heart is still a little tiny chick still laying there in the nest going peep, 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 and looking around at the mystery of life and saying, oh my God, what can I get into now, man? Look at this shit. Wow. How happy I am to be hanging out where I can see something now and smell of it too. And baby, oh wow, look at that. I can eat this shit, man. Just point my little pecker wherever I want, man, and grab something off the ground. Hey, this is cool, man. How come I can't fly, though? Well, because we eat too much chicken, man. Gotta let that shit go eventually, don't you know? It's the idea of it, you see. But you gotta go there. You gotta do it, to know it, to live it. You know, that's what this whole cosmic experience here is all about, is the living of it, the experience of it, you know. The going through it, you know, man. Through some of the shadiest times come some of the brightest moments, the brightest awakenings, you know. Sometimes it takes a lot of pressure to refine the middle to its most refined state. A whole lot of patience with the vintage, too, as you're fermenting it out. You just got to wait. It bubbles up in its own time and finishes in its own way, and that's what makes it perfect. It has nature in it. That's why wine is so much better than anything else in this reality as far as, you know, consumption of a mild intoxicant goes. And as long as you don't overdo it, that is, because it's just so natural. The whole process follows nature. Even though mankind seeks to interfere with it, you know, in all kinds of ways, but at the same time it's just a process that's natural. And it tells us something in that nature, in that natural bubbling up in its own timing. It tells us that life is this way too. And if you just relax and let the things bubble around you and just come up through with the flow of life, man, that you're going to come out just the finest vintage, the finest piece of metal ever there was, man. Shine, shine, shine. I mean, you know, and resilient, unstoppable, unbreakable, unimaginably durable, you know, because we've been through it, man. That's the fires of hell, or refinement. You know, that's what Guantanamo's all about, refinement. You know, some souls are that brave as to endure or commit an endurance there. I mean, you know, because I'm telling you, tortures go both ways. These people can pretend they don't feel it, but they do. Those that commit the heresies I'm talking about. The unapologetic ones that think they can get away with it. Well, guess what? Human consciousness is present in your sorry ass, too. And now you're going to know it, because the flow's gotten that strong. The same way we can neutralize atomic threat, we can neutralize your torture. The torture that you feel inside so greatly that you got to torture others. Is that crazy or what, man, you know? You can call it the evil empire if you want. It ain't no more, is it? It's kicking ass now, babies. In a heartfelt sort of way. You see, we're done screwing around in this reality. It's time. Yeah, babies, this is it. Oh, you darling got it right. Free Day Friday as we take flight here on the Coyote Medicine Show. Only and exclusively on the Hazy Radio Network. babies, your morning wake-up call, and so much more. Thank you, Huey and guys. Gosh, we love you guys. You just rock and roll. Get this old medicine show in the flow, babies. Oh, gee whiz. Now, you know, it's time for the morning tribute here, babies. It's 4:20 somewhere, so right now, we got to toke down, and then we got to hear the sound of Colorado coming around, because we continue to radiate this love from 9,000 feet high in the Rocky Mountain sky. Yes, indeed, you got that guy, Grandpa Coyote. Mary Jane's right-hand man. Yes, indeed. Her highest promoter, her greatest lover, herself in motion with a hairy face. Helping you find your place amongst the human race. Oh, baby. And that race has settled down just a big old party these days, man. The world's biggest love-in, man. Happening right now here, because you feel the peace of it, don't you, dear? Flowing through really clear from this old oracle of love, this old Grandpa Coyote, man. Ooh, baby, don't just make you want to shake your booty and get your thing just right. Oh, I tell you, it sure makes me want to take flight. Because I feel you too, baby. We're in this together. So together. Here, enjoy this toke with me, baby. This toke on the sacred, essential, special herb. Hey, don't forget to get your papal dispensation real soon, coming soon to the CoyoteClub.com. Yes, indeed. Here's to you, babies. Toke, toke, toke. And here's hoping that one don't make me cough. I didn't even get a toke out of that thing. Come on, pipe. Give me a little toke here. I got a cold toke that time. A little tiny bit, man. This homegrown stuff is so sticky. You have to kind of melt it to get it to smoke a little bit. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? It's just so precious and cool. I tell you. You know, I'm glad that, you know, Colorado found the rule, you know, in its heart to let go of the restriction on Mary J. and let her have her way. I mean, you know, you don't want to wind up spending 30 days in the hole or nothing, I'm telling you. So, Colorado, we love you. Thanks for setting the example. Now Mexico's caught on, and Alaska and Oregon and a whole bunch of other places are legalizing too. It's international, baby. It's, you know, in a metaphorical sense. This is the arrival of the divine feminine. When people embrace Mary Jane, they've embraced that essential energy. That doesn't mean you got to be a pothead. No. This means when you embrace that energy, when you treat that energy with the sacredness that it so righteously deserves, then you come forward a whole different presence, and so does this whole reality around you. You see, we soften up, we lighten up, we start to get it right. And thank you, Colorado. You know, even the virtual reality we call government. Ooh, goodness. But anyway, guys, we love you all, man. Thanks for being real and helping us set the example. Show everybody else what the deal is. Mexico caught on. When they saw the government of Colorado getting fat on pot, uh-oh. Let's fix matters up here, baby. Let's get Mexico government going to go. Maybe we can actually incarcerate some drug cartels and shit, you know? Or at least slow them down, co-opt them. Do what the Americans did with the liquor, man, when they decided to legalize that again, man. They just co-opted it and brought the gangsters into legitimate business. Now the whole world's under their thumb. Shit. See how it's all coming undone? You're seeing through it now. You don't have to be a part of it anymore. Thank goodness for Colorado helping us even to score, you know, and allowing me as the Pope of Pot to finally step forward and declare myself as the real thing, man, because that's just what it is, man. Mary Jane say, well, Grandpa get underway. Well, Grandpa does. I am her humble servant, see. Not the king of anything, not the queen of anything, but just a dykey old fart cowboy, man. Now, you figure that one out. It's a free day Friday. I can say anything I want, right? Yeah, and you just got to go with the flow, baby. See if you can get it, don't you know? It's the Rocky Mountain way. It's the Rocky Mountain high. This is how we get up there and start to fly. We lighten up, man. We find the humor in it all. The dumbest and meanest things as well as the more poetic. You know, everything is perfectly right and natural in the way that it's been done. And babies, we're the shining sun that undoes what's been done before by, you know what, just allowing this peaceful feeling to expand through us and right cosmically through time, man. What the hell? Undo it. Let's let it all get undone. I want to go out and play in the sun. How about you? John Denver's waiting for us over there, you know, sweetheart that he is. He was a flying machine, that John Denver, and, you know, I'll never believe that there wasn't just some kind of hanky-panky when he took that dive into the drink, man, you know. This world's been so crazy, man. Somebody, you know, if you shine too bright here, boy, they want to put your light out. That's the old way, baby, see? And you might even been a part of such things. You might even been the one that done John Denver in. Well, if you're listening in, buddy, I want you to know we forgive you. And more than that, we understand you. And more than that, you're a... Whoops. We just want to hang you, that's all. No, babies, it's all undone. If we can forgive that, we can forgive anyone. So I want y'all to put your hand over the heart with a prayerful salute, an energetic wave, as JP would say, to help us get our spirituality underway. John Denver, we love you so, and we always will. The Colorado State Song. Please respect us with great reverence. A little toke on MJ's okay, but enjoy this one, wouldn't you say? Johnny, thanks for being here today. Take it away.
Rocky Mountain High, Rocky Mountain High.
Oh, I can see us one day having a party down the street with the neighbors of love, man. We'll have those golden Buddhas dancing right with us, man. We'll have one of the greatest love-ins there could ever be right there in that, you know, spiritual center, the holy shrine of Buddha. Why not, man? What the hell? Let's just do it, man. You know, it's the Rocky Mountain way. It's the small town way, you know, because here we can get away with it. You know, we all know one another. So the pretenses are kind of hard to hold, you know, because we see through one another rather quickly. In fact, some people here are highly judgmental and great gossips too, man. Wow. You got to hear some of the stories floating around here, man, about some of us, man. Wow, man. They got us degraded and coagulated and set right in a little stocking little pile, and that's where you're going to be for the rest of forever, don't you see? Oh, that's the old way of being, baby. You know, everybody, you know, some folks just, you know, they got to have dictatorial control over everything in their lives because they feel so God-blessed and secure. Like, if they didn't have that, everybody by the hairs, the short hairs, well, gee whiz, the life would just fall apart without them, you know. And you know, essentially that's true, but they don't have to get all lost in the paranoia and start picking on people now, do they, man? Oh, speaking of which, Hillary exposed Bushy for treason. Wow, some interesting shit going on in this reality. The mask is coming off everywhere, babies. I'm telling you. It's crazy what's happening in the political scene these days. Ooh, especially in the military. I love it. Soldiers are standing up all over the place and saying, hell no, I won't go. You guys can, you know, eat a bean or something like that. Have a divine dream, man. In fact, we ought to share a few beans with those generals and the military industrialists behind them. Rockefellers, knock it off. You guys ain't fooling anybody, you know. And Lawrence, you're a clown, man. Get out and get out from underground, will you? Come on. Get real, man. You made the air this way. You breathe it now. Come on, baby. It's Enlightenment Day. You can take it, don't you know? It's all love, baby. It's all powerful. And it's all re-empowering humanity. Just when you thought you could drag us down, you brought us back up. You did the exact opposite. The radiation actually expands our conscious presence. There's no harmful element in it. It's love in motion. Just like the rest of this life is, including the nanotechnology you're using in the sky. Who gives a shit how many planes you fly, how much stuff you put up there, babies? We got angels on our side, baby. We take a dreamy, dreamy ride. And all that you seek to mess up and pollute, babies, we get it right back on. We don't give a hoot. You can't mess with us, baby. We're the rockin' human beings, man. The angels of love in motion in the densified form. You damn right, man. But we know it's a cartoon. You don't. We got the upper hand, man, here on a Free Day Friday. And we're here to set you free. generals and sergeants and majors and colonels and admirals and all the other poor old political hacks that got stuck in the military and didn't know any better than to be a piece of shit. I'm sorry, guys, but you've reduced yourself to that. You really disgraced us. You have. But in the same time, you've blessed us by your disgrace. We saw through you, finally. You know, the political atmosphere's completely changed here. The whole atmosphere of the earth has changed here, because guess what? We got peace inside of ourselves despite all the bullshit and pain you heaped our way. Despite your wishes to annihilate Los Angeles or some other place like that. You know, you guys are nuttier than fruitcakes. You know, you really are, but you're coming back now, ain't you? Seeing through your own insanity. And see, we of humanity are of such giving hearts, we can forgive the greatest atrocities. We can just look right by it, because we got peace about it now, babies. And you know, you only annihilated a bunch of saints. And they come back to haunt you now in a very pleasant way. They're going to bring you up out of the bullshit. Everybody you ever done in is bringing you up out of the ground, man, up out of into the atmosphere of love, and expanding your heart ever so greatly. And you'll never again do anything disgraceful to humanity or otherwise, especially yourself, you damned little pervert. Do you want me to expose the whole truth? Well, we'll let people see it for themselves. It's best we not describe it here. That gets into X-rated territory and then some. Let's just say that, well, the taking of the innocent was a part of that plan. They're real sick sons of bitches. But, baby, see, we can see even past that. We can. We can let it go. How many children do you know that weren't violated in this life, in their innocence by someone around them, and usually in a position of authority? I'm telling you, in my healing work, I'd say, because of what I've seen in myself and everybody else, it's 90-95% of humanity. There's a small little infinitesimal number that actually get raised up in a loving environment and don't get that, but otherwise, wham, here it comes, man. So see, you really got to let go of any judgments you've held on anybody, because it's happened to all of us if it's happened to one of us. And you know, if we hang on to it and keep looking at each other with great judgments and locking each other up and shooting each other, you know, because we think you're wild and bad and all that stuff, babies, it's never going to stop. It's just going to get worse and worse and worse. And the military's right. Then we need that kind of control, you see? And we got to have a gun to our head to make us behave, because we don't have any frickin' clue of integrity, let alone morality or living in the flow. So you let go of all those old concepts, you know, these things that have regulated our lives for so long. The sense of morality, even the sense of integrity. You know, if it's born of your heart, then it means something. But if it's ruled over by a set of rules, it doesn't mean a damn thing. That's roboticism. That's mind control. That's thought and social control. You see, a certain set of rules imposed on all people, and all people blindly follow them. That's the imposition of mind control right there. Your lives are restricted now because we have the upper hand, whoever we happens to be. Well, we is everybody now. It's Free Day Friday. Forgive me for being a little rough this morning, but it's time we face this stuff head on. You know, and just got it over with inside of ourselves so we can get on with the program outside ourselves, see? Friday the 13th, man, this is when, you know, the mystery is revealed. And there's some ugliness in it, but we just got to let go of what we held there. You know, if we continue to hate these beings, we empower them. And we make the Nazi empire a reality. Pretty soon there will be prison camps for American people and other people all over the world. I mean, you have no idea how horrible it can get. But it ain't going to happen, because we've already made another choice. You see? Those that thought to mess it up completely, that thought humanity could not be trusted, are finding something else out inside of themselves, because by their distrust of humanity, they distrust themselves and destroy themselves right along with everybody else too. See, it's an unreal thing. It can't be done. And we're here to undone that, man. We're here to have this peace, to hold this heart, this conscious presence inside of ourselves that old Grandpa shares with you in the Rocky Mountain way. Just hold that. Let it expand and grow. That's real freedom. That's seeing through the bullshit. And I don't care who you are. President Obama, get off your ass, wake up and listen to Coyote in the morning, you lazy sack of doo-doo. Senators and Congress people, retire immediately. Get naked in the wilderness and find out what life is all about. And don't you dare come back anytime too soon. Unless you got wings, man, and you can fly, man. We've had enough of this shit. All of it. You guys in the background, the Rockefellers, the Rothschild, all you banker pieces of doo-doo, and the people that control you, and the beings beyond them too, man. Just relax. Take a pill, man. Just relax, you know. It's happening. There's nothing you can do to stop it now. All of the divine plans are coming unwound and manifesting themselves in the full presence of creation. You can't push people around anymore. You won't get anybody to do your dirty work anymore. It's just as simple as that. People are far too loving and kind, and so are you. You can't even send them in that direction anymore. You see, that infection's been cured, man. Right here and now. We ain't taking it anymore. We ain't doing it anymore. I mean, it's over with. Understand that. We don't do that anymore. I gotta find that son of a gun, man. Where is it? You know, oh. It ain't even on the list, man. I'll find it, boy. I'm gonna make this thing, you know. Well, yeah, well, here we go. You know, we have the perfect descriptive tune in mind, and you know, I can't even find the rascal. So give me a sec here while I dial it up. There it is. See, should be right there on the list. It's in there twice. I mean, come on, guys. Wow. Sometimes my musical arrangements here leave a little to be desired. You know, we do all this tunage, by the way, live and spontaneous, in accordance to the will of your heart. What it's calling for, that's what you get from old Grandpa here, as we get it clear at 19,000 feet high in the Rocky Mountain sky, man. Yes, indeed. Oh, God, you ought to see it today. It's a gorgeous day out there. Snow-capped peaks and, you know, shadows of clouds and gold rivulets of love flowing across the valley toward us here as the sun arises in the eastern atmosphere. And oh my goodness, we are here to get it clear, babies. And we are getting it. You know, it's a divine blessing every breath we take, every moment we live, no matter how depressed many people are, or how ready they are to give it up. And worry about Nibiru. Here it comes. Oh my God, listen, it's a multi-dimensional thing. It ain't Nibiru. That's long gone and over with, see. You're living in the past when you think that stuff. Now you understand, and here's a little point of freedom. The sun has been eclipsed. The universe divided. So there's two parallels here going on, and several beyond that too, that we extended into. This is more the dreaming side of it. Through the sun comes a projection of an unreality, which is kind of like what happens when you look in some mirrors. You look at yourself upside down. It just flips the picture over. Well, that's essentially what the two universes are. One's right side up and one's upside down. Guess which one we've been living in? You see, that's why things are kind of back to front here. Now you start to see the innocence in it. If you live in a flipped over world, you can't blame people for being flipped. You see, it's something we chose as a group, as a collective, as a conscious presence of the universal creation. We made ourselves live in this way. We gave ourselves these dirty bastards and everything that goes with them. The warfare, all of it. It was a gift of the heart. The prizes of hell manifest on a silver platter. You know, and we've been through it so damn many times, babies, we have ripened ourselves right out of it. We finally got to the point where we see such behavior as completely intolerable inside of ourselves. The thought or the presence of killing another for any reason, whether it's a jackrabbit or a person of another sort, the human, the colorful ones. You see, you look down the barrel of a gun these days, you see your own heart looking back at you, man. Kind of hard to pull the trigger, man, because you do feel the love in it. You can't do it. That's one you got to walk away from, you know. And don't care if the other side shoots you or not, man. It don't matter anymore. You can't continue it, and if you stop it, other people will too. Just the way it works, man. And if that costs you your life, so be it. It's a beautiful life, and thanks for your sacrifice. Given in love, we know it's not a sacrifice. And babies, if you pass away today, tomorrow you'll be right back here to play. It's that quick these days. You know, nothing's going away. The separation between the universes, the eclipse over the sun that makes it look like a fiery ball of hell and makes this universe reverse, now is dissolving away. And why? Because of the will of our conscious present heart, which has embraced Mary J. That, I'm speaking metaphorically now, but has embraced Mary J. That divine, nurturing love that creates all. That we've so tried to split away from ourselves, and be the tough guys and follow the rules and be the rule makers and shit like that, not understanding the natural flow in life. That if we just give up this lack of integrity, we'll find the integrity of creation flowing naturally. The same way everything else around us works relatively. It is a disjunctured reality, but relatively everything works pretty much within nature in its own balance in its own way, except for when we interfere with it, of course. But you see, and we don't. We're the ones that have to have machines and manufacturing and agriculture to provide for ourselves. It's crazy. It's stupid. But it's the way we've chosen. We created this militaristic world to live in with all of its hardness and craziness. See, we did it in the upside down way. We're innocent children experiencing the worst of ourselves. So now we can embrace the best of ourselves, right? Now we know balance. Without imbalance, you can't even imagine what balance is because you live in it anyway. You see, so you perceive. You did this upside down world to know the fires of hell. They've tested this and bested us and kicked our ass so many times, unreal. Point is, it ain't no more. It's Free Day Friday. Oh, we got them old small town gossips talking and now, man, here at 9,000 feet high in the Rocky Mountain sky.
Rocky Mountain High, Rocky Mountain High.
Oh, darling, wasn't that long ago? That kid's lying there, in the not so long ago, maybe 100 years ago or so. That kid's lying there on that hard old mattress, on that steely bunk in that cold little cell. A jail cell, they call it. A cell, an atom, a spectrum in the midst of time, a tiny little cell. Not much bigger than the flick of an eyebrow, and probably about as significant too, yet the flicking of an eyebrow can change things, man. There he is laying on that top bunk, got a little tiny army blanket to keep him warm. Them things are so thin they couldn't keep anybody warm. Never will, never have, and never will be. The military don't like you to have it good, don't you see? They like you to be ruggedy little pioneers. Well, babies, that's coming clear as we listen in here at this Coyote Medicine Show here on the Hazy Radio Network, babies. Don't you know? Oh, love in motion. And boy, on the walls of that jailhouse cell, that little cell there at the center of time and reality, this kid's only like 16, man, Ran away like a little fool with a girl this time, man. Oh, goodness, and did she ever take him for a ride, man. Hoo, 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 hoo. Ho, 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 and away we go. Poor old Santa Claus didn't know it could snow, let alone rain such pain, And he's sitting there enduring all the memory of all of this and the memory of the red lights around him and the bus that went on. And Steamboat, man, was a mean mother trucking place, man. Wow, couldn't believe the stark difference between that place and the rest of Colorado. It was like hell just reserved this little frozen corner here in the midst of time that says Steamboat Springs. You're going to be the springs of an unessential reality. You're the pit of hell. And God, there's the kid in that cell thinking that's where he is, man. The very pit of hell, man. And he'll never get out of it, man. This frickin' shit with the juvenile people's gonna go on and on and on. He can't help it if there's a little mischief that goes with running away. But what else you gonna do when you live in Utah? Oh, God. That place was so backwards he couldn't go forwards, man. The only way he could do it was get out of there, so he did. As often as he could, man. And they didn't like that shit back there. They didn't like being refused at the door, man. They want you to take off your shoes and show respect and genuflect and all that shit. And that just wasn't in his heart and soul. He had a gentler way. But he had to go the rough way first, man, to find out which way the snow blow, man. Make sure you get it right. That way you're always hidden from it. You're out of sight when the snow blow in. You're back there by the fireplace with a big old grin on your face, man. You just, yeah, perfect. Well, I wasn't so perfect there at 16, and there he is, And here on these jailhouse walls, the drab little gray things that they are, man. God, how depressing, man. Whew. Worse than the military. Well, maybe not. About the same thing, really, man. And he's sitting there reading all these sob stories from these guys that have been in this cell, the Indiana wants me kind of people, man, that, pulled the trigger on somebody or done something they really, really shouldn't have, and they're going away for a little while, man. May not see the light of daylight for a long, long time, and they're writing their sob stories on this jail cell here in the middle of hell, Steamboat Springs, Colorado. What a piece of shit town that was, man. I had to lie there and endure it while my girlfriend got raped in the cell next to me, gang raped. That's the kind of place Steamboat Springs is, and they let that shit go on there. They think it's cool. That was way back when. I'm sure it's changed a bunch since then, because the same people can't possibly be in power. But the kid, he sure didn't like that hour, that night. I tell you what, man, that was like, even though, the girl hadn't always treated him right. Well, of course not. When do they, man? Back then, So babies is like, so he was all right with that. But he wasn't all right with what he knew was going on there next door, and there wasn't a God-blessed thing in this reality he could do about it. Next thing you know, he's writing sob stories on the jailhouse wall, man. Got him a little pencil that he carves down, with his teeth, I guess. But he gets it written, man, and there he is, man. His little epitaph, this 16-year-old in that tawdry little cell in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. Talk about a living hell. That was a moment that, I held against myself. The kid did, forever and ever, man. Just thought, wow, that is the worst frickin' thing that could ever happen, That's worse than getting killed, Well, we know the feeling of it now. We can certainly relate to some of the horror that goes on around this world, And I ripened a bunch since then. That old kid's come around, man, after going to town, and wow, coming back again with the big old grin. One thing he don't do, and that's very often ever pass through Steamboat Springs, Colorado. That's a place he avoids like the plague, man. Yeah, these days it looks a whole lot shinier. It's got a whole bunch of ski resorts there and a lot of money and power and crap like that, But in his heart, it stayed there in that place of 16 years old when the mold started to grow on your soul, man, because there wasn't any way to go. You were done, and you were history. You were out of it. Well, out of that divine mystery, just like everything else old Magoo do, comes a nice little release, a beautiful letting go, and believe you me, that girl certainly changed her ways, and so did the kid in his own way, man, And of course, because there was a little criminality that went along with their little excursion into the dream world of Colorado, these kids had to pay, and pay plenty, There was reform school looming ahead for this kid, like, that's kiddie prison, man. You know what goes on there, man. Oh, geez, oh, weezo. Well, there were a couple of real people in my life that went to bat, for that kid, and got him out of that little condemnation, but into one that was, well, not so bad, man. He got ordered to the dairy farm of life up there where it's 10 and 20 below all the time, and you got to get out there, rain, sun, or snow, and milk them cows, don't you know? What a beautiful life. What a great release, man. What a place to get out of prison, man, Being in prison in a place where you were loved and respected and treated, at least by the people around you, or close to you, like you were a real human being. It was a different feeling. You hadn't known that one for a long time, poor kid. So his life got better because of it too, man. And things turned a whole different direction. Ultimately, he lost all of his juvenile record by once again going through hell and finding paradise on the other side of it. It was a little loop through darkness down into California, the pits of hell, and back up into Jackson Hole, Wyoming, living there in Coulter Bay, Wyoming, there on the edge of Jenny Lake. Paradise, baby, for the summer anyway. It's really nice, man. Ask the Rockefellers, they'll tell you. They know, they've been going there for a long time. Got ranches all over the place, man. Even inside the national park. That's the kind of pull they got. But see, it always works that way, darlings. So wherever you've been and whatever kind of hell you might have been passing through just in recent times even, let it go. Look at what really happened afterwards. What's the aftermath? Where did the wave take you from there, see? It's always so damn cool. It's hard to go through. It's a bitch and then some, man. Wow, it's worse than the most undivine mother you ever had. The one that beats you all the time, man. Can't wear out the belt, man. Just got your little fanny granny. Oh my goodness, it's worse than that. But babies, here we are now on the other side of all of that. And we got peace about it. We're okay with whatever's going on. I mean, it's harsh as hell here sometimes. And it can't get any worse. But that's the trial. Can you endure it? Can you live with the result of some of your own stupid activities and be okay with yourself? Well, hell yeah. I mean, I knew I got that girl in some serious trouble that I could not get her out of. You cannot believe the overwhelming pain that came with that. I mean, I wore it for years and years and years and years and years. Nearly wore myself out, was it beat myself up because of it, And this was a little girl that just wanted to take me for a ride because I was vulnerable. I was, innocent. So was she, really. I mean, we're just playing a game. That's why I can release it now, And I really don't even hold it against Steamboat anymore. I'll still go there. But I won't stay there. I don't like the energy there. Never have, never will, till it changes. Till it becomes like Crestonia here, starts to flow with a little life. This little small town here in the Rocky Mountain High. Well, it's not just a town. The town's a pipsqueak little thing. Doesn't even deserve what it's got already. It's so tiny that only 62 people live in there, and half of those are dogs. They have to lie to stay on the census rolls, man. So Crestone itself ain't very much. But the rest of this area, Crestonia, which covers hundreds of square miles out here in this Sawash County, man, it's amazing what goes on here. The energy is so high, so pure, so alive. I mean, sure, we got our gravity and our contention and our conflicts too. I mean, it's a stupid small town. The gossips know what to do, They don't like you, man. You're going to get run out quick, They can be really mean here, Well, it's kind of reflective of the frontier days when they used to shoot people they didn't like here, Just go bury them in the mountains. Nobody's going to know the difference, Jeez. See, so we got some color to go along with the flame, man. Let me tell you. Every place has its history, and it's not always colorful as we'd like it to be. Or maybe a little too colorful, maybe a little beyond the stretch of imagination. Who would want to endure such agony as all of us has been through at different times in our life? No one. Yet we all line up at the door as spirit souls to get in here and go through it again. Aren't we crazy? Dumber than toast. Well, finally we got it. We got it back to life, babies. There was in time, there was a ticker going on in the background all the time. Like the timer on your stove or the timer on your alarm clock or whatever. And now the alarm clock's gone off. We fulfilled the presence of time by living in it linearly. I love that word. And going forward from there, man. Carrying it all the way through the drudgery of, the extended time that went so damn slow. A fart took 35 seconds. I mean, wow. But now, look how fast it's going. It's almost non-existent. It's going around and round until there ain't no time. You see, those harsh moments lead to moments that are so pure and divine, man, And you can let them go, whatever they might be. Don't blame yourself anymore, You're just a part of the cosmic mix, baby. You're playing a part. And you're learning a lot too, babies. You know what not to do now, at the very least, And then to look for the flow and to follow the flow and be the flow and feel it, don't you know? And get it into creation working with you, man. That's how we do it. That's who we are. That's what we're all about here, man. The great correctors, the spiritual mechanics of the heart. Humanity, all of us. And the sinner angels that are listening in here and a whole bunch more tuned in through the heart, don't you know? In fact, this old medicine shows all across the universe now, and how. It's probably some of the most real radio you've ever listened to in your life. or participated in, I should say, because you don't just listen here. You get it clear, dear, because we radiate the love to go with it, and the vision, and the heart, which is truth in motion. See, that's why no one can resist. Truth has its own force and effect. It's the mightiest wave on the ocean, and it's propelled along by the mightiest wind. And it goes where it wants to go and does what it wants to do. And baby, it rearranges the atmosphere wherever it be. And behind it, it leaves paradise, man. It might lay wreck to a whole lot of ruin, you know, to a religion, a society that's already done and dead and gone. Yeah, it might resurrect that behind in the aftermath in a very, very paradisical sense. Yes, indeedy. It might take what's been done to us and turn it around and say, we don't do that anymore. We got a new medicine flow, man. We got a new medicine show. And now all we can do is blossom and grow, man. We're the human flowers of loving creation. Man, from us, the threads of creation emote into all this reality around us that fades away and becomes another reality, which is the real reality, you know, the other side of the universe, man. See, we're riding the upside down thing, man. You know, we've lived in the upside down long enough. We fulfilled our period in time. We went through all the aspects that our undivine side could throw at us. We went through hell and then some. You can't imagine the pain of humanity, yet every one of us lives it. And now it's soft and easy. There's a letting go going on. There's a lack of judgment in our hearts. There's a soft feeling. Call it the divine feminine, if you will, but let it be. Let it open. It's the sun arising inside, S-U-N. You know, the sun and the mother are one. We missed that for the longest of time. We separated it. We made one this way and one that way. You know, we gave one hardness and one softness, and one intelligence and one, oh, I don't know about those girls kind of thing, you know, for a long, long time, babies. Ooh. It's been awful. We almost denied ourselves into hell forever just by putting down the mother energy. You know, the nurturing love at the center of all, and denying it in our hearts and giving it a masculine shape and form outside of ourselves and make it into an authoritarian, dick-headed kind of God. Holy shit. Were we ever separate from ourselves then? See, that was ourself talking to us, that God that we had communication with outside of ourselves. That's our projection. That's our energy. That's us speaking to ourselves when we have communication with it. You see, well, you know, now we're just drawing it back in. We're letting go of all the judgment we held in ourselves. And boy, baby, we've been programmed to pick on ourselves a lot, believe me. And some people have to get me on, well, you know, you numb yourself down, whatever you've had to do to resurrect yourself, to carry it through so you can come back to life, you know, right now. Just let it be. Just let your heart open. See what's real here, and you can let go of all the strange ideas you've lived by. And some of them pretty goddamn perverted, I know it. Don't we all? I mean, we all got our regrets. We all got our places of hiding out. We all have our service to trauma. We all have our service to pain. We all look for remedies outside of ourselves and often find them and think that's it. But it only reflects back to you what's going on inside yourself. And that kind of that's it thing only lasts a few minutes in time, and then there's something else that's it. And then something else. You might go whole years doing one thing, this is it. Oh no, it ain't. This is it, see? It always changes. It always rearranges. Because truth is illusionary in this reality. And fiction seemed to be the reality, you see? And now we see through all that. What? By just allowing this peaceful, soft feeling to arise inside. His old grandpa takes you for the ride of your life here on this Coyote Medicine Show. Where else but the Hazy Radio Network, babies. And you hear my song of heart singing in the sunrise. And that's your song of heart singing with me too, babies. We're all in this together.
Rocky Mountain High, Rocky Mountain High.
Oh, darlings, open that window, open that door to your heart, to the heavens, man. Let your feet release yourself from the gravity of earth. Give birth to the angelic heart within, and then you shall ascend into the sky, right through the window of life, right into the paradise magic of your own true heart. As the clouds in the sky dissolve away and reveal the grand city of love, our home, our sweet place of beginning, and all the family within that. As the veils of deception dissolve away, the reality of the heart, true love, comes into play, which is experienced in all life, quite equitously, wouldn't you say? For the tree is divinely as happy as it can be, to be rooted in the ground, to know that Mother Earth helps hold it down, while the sun shines and encourages it to rise higher and higher into the sky, until that tree embraces, is all the life that surrounds it. Encouraged by the shining sun from inside of the mother's heart too, for the sun shines both ways upon this tree, this mighty tree of life. From inside the mother's heart, and from right beside her too, man. Those are the twin suns you hear the legend spoken of. But what it truthfully is one sun shining inside of the mother's one too. The mother and father are not father and son, or mother and son. They're really just one, expressed now in you as one of two, and three of four, and 7 or more, then 14, and 28. And babies, till you get there, you're never too late. You're always on time. You're arriving in the divine. Remember it now, who you truthfully are. And this can't help but rise you up off the floor. The feeling of the city, the light, the love, the city of love, the powerful love, the golden city of light, pure as all get out. Yes, and you got to acknowledge Mary Jane for helping you release the pain that so held you asunder and away from your gigantic home. The home of the heart, which is reflected in earth to it, exists in all atmospheres, in all dimensions, in all parallels. The eclipse across the sun is undone, and we see the earth, the center of loving mastery, the children of loving life coming forward. As great relief flows through the regenerative heart of all of creation, a sigh of contentment. Finally, after the age of anxiety, pain, deception, now the reality, the upside down truth is revealed. And it's right side up, don't you see? And it always has been. We lived in a mirrored image of ourselves. It wasn't as pure as it could be, for it wasn't the fullness of our totality, and therefore could only function in a mere specter of its reality. That's why there could be generals and idiots that kill for a living and make their money off of other people's grief. The soul knows now what the heart reveals to it, and we let that shit go. Immediately, don't you know? And those who thrives on other people's suffering, been suffering so hard within themselves, we release that. We let that go. And all are set free of the ignoble way of misery, of suffering, of undivine treatment of one another. See, the heart will have it that way no more. We're done. We can fly. We even the score. We are high as a kite. And way beyond the spaceship love out there too, man. We are as high as you can ever be. Our full conscious presence expanded back into our own reality, our truthful life that's alive in everything. And dang happy about it. And there ain't no militaristic contention with that whatsoever. Never will be, never could be. Never has been, don't you see? Oh, golly. Just wait till you see this whole unraveling mystery, then you'll understand why the plan has been so grand. And what a mighty, mighty dream it has been. Oh, so pure, so simple, so sweet, as we drug ourselves through hell again and again and again. And babies, we're here now. The reward of all. If you had such suffering in your life, imagine the generations before you, when conditions were even harsher. You see, this age of darkness has been one long painful journey, hasn't it? Yet, it sets us free. The very pain itself delivers us to the doorways of release, freedom, healing beyond belief, our ascension into our own creative heart, our love, and our loving city that inhabits that heart. With the mother is the love, all joined in the Son, which is one in the heart of the mother too. And where there's one, there's not two. There's one experience in one. That's the formula that you see now. That's the formula that sets you free now. One is one, not two, not three or more. Yet it's multiplicitated into all of this reality. I like that, multiplicitated. I did it twice. Wow, and how. Into all of this reality. It's not duplication, it's replication. The energy of the essential pure heart at the center of all, replicated in everything that lives and all the elements thereof. So it goes from the tiniest spectra of light to the mightiest exhibition of universal creation there can be. Living here on this tree as the mighty blossoms of love. Yeah, the bud has really densified us and held us back and kept us down, you understand? The nature of restriction, compression. It brings forth urgently the need to explode and create and blossom in that creation. That's why the pressure's been so large in recent times. Since 2000, we really got ground down. I mean, roughly, narrowly, but roughly since the time, we've really been ground down so we can expand up quickly now. You see, we've had enough. It had to get rough, or we'd never have enough. We know how to get through, babies. We're excellent little angels. We're adaptable as all get out, just like the coyote. Nothing can stop us, and we know that. So it takes a whole lot to bring up the determination of the heart and let go of the old way that knew how to dance and maneuver through life no matter what. It could always bring about a good result, Mr. Magoo, and then some, because the intention was set in the heart before you ever even were conceived of. You've carried that element in every life you've ever lived, and you see that now. You understand that now. See, that's your purity. That's what allows all this other bullshit to be. And that's what sets you free. Right here on this Free Day Friday, where else but with Grandpa Coyote and the Coyote Medicine Show. Here, totally in love from the Hazy Radio Network, and in love with the Hazy Radio Network too. We are one, baby. Me and that mother of love, the Hazy Radio Network. Oh, babies, you know. We rock this roll. We roll this soul. We blossom this heart. And we live life like a living work of art. Don't we, guys? What a perfect combination. What a great union of energies we got going on here. In this humble beginning that blossoms out and touches the whole frickin' reality, babies. Right here in this moment of time. God, you guys are divine. Thank you for being here. I salute you once more with my Coyote Club mug. No, we're not going away. We're here forever, don't you see? And at least for another hour or two yet, man. Maybe 3. Oh, babies, you ain't gonna believe this. It's another exciting news break, a news flash, here on the Coyote News Net Rock. Hell, babies, we rock, they talk. Oh, they haven't been talking too much lately. That CNN, man, they've got their tail between their legs. They're running for the high country now, man. We just saw them fly by here a few minutes ago. I know where they're going to hide, don't you know? Well, that's all right. We got friends there waiting for them with a welcoming committee such as they've never seen before. So don't worry about it, CNN. You can run, but you can't hide. Not from the love that we feel inside for the likes of you talking heads that are so doggone dead. So what's the news today here on the Coyote News Net Rock? Well, we're rocking down for one right here in the Coyote Medicine Show on Friday the 13th of Free Day Friday. Freaky as that may seem, that's almost like a repetition of Halloween, eh? No, it ain't. No way, man. We got it on. We got the heart song singing loud today, man. All these artistes coming our way, all this grand creation flowing through us. Holy shite. I mean, look at what we're doing with it, babies. It's just right, man. We're having a good time. It's a wake-up call for everyone, don't you see? Because we can unravel just a wee bit of the divine mystery here in a moment or two on this beautiful day in this Coyote way. Here in the Coyote Medicine Show, don't you know? Back to the news here on the Coyote News Network. We got to be real. We got to be right. We got to be serious for just a moment or two. Oh, it's all about exposure these days. Listen to it. We got a network of angels out there that just don't fail us, you know. And they lead, of course, right back to the hot chick who's holding the anchor of love for all of us over there in this great planetary place, this little speck of place in the reality called Loving Ya. Man, it's a country over there, a little heart-shaped country nestled between the Alps and the Mediterranean. Just in the right place at just the right time. And got the little river of love flowing down the middle of this heart-shaped valley. And on a little grass, you know, green knoll with pine trees and all that good shit on it. You know, above that little valley, there's this real modest 150 room white clapboard chalet, man, with many, many big view windows in it, you know, that looks out over this divine valley, and that's where the hot chicks hangs out. So oftentimes she is our source here and our resource on the Coyote News Network, but oftentimes it's her angels or our angels, because we're all in this together. The hot chick is you, the hot chick is I. And ain't we hot today, man? I'll tell you what, it's a good day. A good thing they call this day the day to fry. Hey, babies, yeah, we're frying already, man. We're frying their minds, frying their hearts, frying them all down to just, you know, a nice little appetizing hunk of hash browns. How about that? You want some? Oh, no ham. But the eggs are okay. I mean, gosh, I don't know. Can't eat ham no more, man. It's such a sad thing, you know. I'm going to have to learn how to be a replicator and do it without having to harm anything, eh? Then we can have it our way, man, you know, all day long, man. See, that's the reality. Oh, gosh, and of course we're all talking about exposure today. Well, there, I just exposed the way of creation, wouldn't you say? It's coming through you, it's coming through me, it's coming through all of us, don't you see? I mean, that's what makes it divine, man. That's what makes it news. It's all about exposure. That is, allowing yourself to see what's real. So then, you know, you go beyond the divine paradigm of illusion, and you gain firm ground in an all-seeing eye that lives at the center of the heart. The eye of the innocent one, the innocent sun that sees everything purely because it's the radiance that creates that life. Through the mother love. See, it's at the center, the sun's at the center, the mother surrounds it, and the sun reflects its light through the mother and begins creation. We are then that through which life is created. See, because the sun's in the center, the mother's around it. We're the children of the mother and the children of the sun, and through us flows from those two that are one into us the third element, all of creation. We're the experiential ones. We're the flowing waves on the ocean of love, that which forms all life, that which determines its nature and habits and everything else, and the degree of enjoyment we receive in that. Now you got to understand that as we expose this truth to ourselves, we begin to see that it's the real deal, that we've lived in love purely no matter what we've been through in this life or how painful it might have been. You know, or how harsh, too, because, you know, when we get really right down to the militarism that's occupied us here, my God, we have gone nuts, babies. We have done the worst things we could ever imagine. Horrible, horrible things, man, all across the face of this earth. I mean, incredible cruelty. It's as if, you know, the lizard skin grew on humanity and there was just a harsh hide and nothing could get under it or inside of it or nothing could touch it. It's cold as ice, right? Seemed to be at times, man, but only by experiencing the cold can you appreciate the warmth. It's kind of like the pleasant feeling you feel. Let's say you go out on like a 20-degree day to go to the hot springs, and you got to pop your threads and get in there as smoothly and as rapidly as possible, because you're going to freeze your la-la off, you know, in the process, you know, just getting naked to get in that hot spring or putting on your costume or whatever you're doing. It's damn cold there, man. And, you know, ooh. And then you get in that hot water and you go, oh, the relief you feel. Ah. Well, that's kind of what exposure is today. On this Friday the 13th, the joke's been on us all along, and we enjoy it. We love it. It's a refreshing dip in hot, nurturing, embryonic waters. that bring you back to that innocent eye, that innocent heart that sees everything so clearly. And from these waters of life then, these warm, hot waters of life, arises a whole new form of love, a new loving way, which is us seeing ourselves in that creation. That's the exposure we feel today. Now, we were going to go on and on about some of the moments in the Nazi reality, but we don't want to even validate that stuff anymore, man. We're just letting it go by. You see, because we've already got them by the kahunas, man. They're coming back to life. So the organizational structure is beginning to fall apart, especially in the secret realms where there really isn't military anymore. It's just a bunch of... well, anyway, we won't go there. It's not that way anymore, babies. It's unraveling. This is the day we even the score. Set everybody free, man, because you allowed it to be. That's all. Just by your allowance, everyone is set free. Because you no longer hold yourself or anyone else in that judgmental way that's so damn harsh. The way we used to play, a gentleness, a compassion, an understanding, a deepening feeling that knows the soul of each heart that it encounters and deals with, and all the souls beyond it, that knows the essence, the purity in this reality in each soul that lives, and therefore cannot help but respect it, and do what in the most divine way nurtures and encourages it forward, and, provides for it as well. You see, it's a complete reversal. It's taking the upside down world and turning the right side up in a moment of time. We've done it. We're doing it. We are it. It's getting right side up now, babies. It's the most refreshing dip you ever took in your life, and my God, doesn't the sun feel great on your skin? You letting it in now? You letting it be real, or you just going to sit there and dream? Well, do that too, because that's where it comes from. Oh, babies, don't you know it's Coyote medicine through and through each and every day here. Monday through Friday on the Coyote way, man, from the Coyote heart of love that exists in the center of all. I think it's even at the center of the sun, chuckling its little fanny off, shaking its little tail and thinking it's so cool. Well, it is a coyote. We'll let it be cool if it has to be, man. It's an animal, don't you see? It's got animalistic ways, and I kind of like it, man. If that's the way the sun has to shine, we'll let the coyote be the center of the divine, then. What the heck? Don't break your neck. It's the Coyote News Network here on the Coyote Medicine Show, don't you know? Keeping your heart and soul in the flow. And, oh, babies, we got some originals for you, don't you know? You never know what you're going to get here on the Coyote Medicine Show. And ain't it cool, man? Because then you can stay in the flow and see how it works, man, And then find out, too, of course, as we already know, it's all rock and roll, man. Every little speck of it. So says Grandpa. Spreading those old wings and getting out the fluffing machine. Are you ready? Let's take off, babies. Here on the Hazy Radio Network, your morning wake-up call, and so much. To all you brainwashers and soul bashers out there, just know it don't work anymore. We see you, we be you, we know what's going on, man. You can't pull that crap on us anymore, babies. But guess what? We got the power in seeing you to love you right out of it too, babies. We bring you right up out of the muck and right back into the center of the human heart, and we embrace you, baby. No matter how bad you've been just all right, man. It's okay now. You can breathe. You can let go. You don't have to be the shithead, the asshole anymore. The love is flowing through you. It's real. And it's natural as can be, man. You see where we get the zeal for our nakedry, for exposure, for seeing the truth, to know the reality of our real person and the persons that are standing around and before us and all that shite? Babies, we're getting it right, see? The age of truth has begun right here on a free day, Friday. And Friday the 13th, how about that? In November, man. One of the colder months, getting towards winter now, baby. It's 14 degrees out there earlier today. It's probably about 22 now, man. It's real slow coming up. But there's the warmth of the sun. I got to get out there and get some radiance of it, too. Just like you, babies. But hang on till we're all through here on the Coyote Medicine Show. You don't want to run away too soon, man. Just relax, breathe, let it all flow through you, man. Realize it is the dawn of a new day, the dawn of revelation, revealing to yourself what's true and natural, first and foremost within yourself, And then the reality that surrounds you, and your incredible ability by loving naturally to be able to influence and affect it all. To be essentially the most powerful being in this reality. The very center of all creation. Working in collective heart with all of humanity and the Mother Earth that creates us. And the Father, Son, which is the one in the Mother. S-U-N. You see how it works, baby? We set you free as we do here on a Free Day Friday, babies. Monday through Friday. Each and every day you get a whole dose of Coyote medicine in a whole new way. You never know what you're going to get here on the Coyote Medicine Show. Might be Terrence McKenna one moment. It might be Archangel Gabriel stopping by for a cup of coffee and a little chat. You just never know, but it's always rock and roll. And it's always a medicine for your heart and soul. So says me and my little assistant DJ, my whiny weenie dog, Mr. Okiwan Kenobi. Just loving the dickens out of you today as a singular heart, a singular unit in time, baby. Helping you realize and understand the nature of the truly divine in which we live, and which lives in us too. Welcome back, baby. Have a great weekend, man. It's going to be a strong one, man. But a soft and gentle one, too. Just let yourself expand and grow in it. Remember, you're just a little baby. Take it easy on yourself. Don't push. Don't pull. Just breathe. Let it expand. Let it flow. There you go. Oh, goodness, I'm so in love with you guys. Thank you again. Hugs all the way around and total encouragement. I'm with you in the heart throughout. Whatever it takes, babies, we're incredibly capable, and we're there.
Have to believe we are magic. Nothing can stand in